Alright, what's up guys? Alex here, Defqon Vegan. I got another video for you today, and today's video is going to be on what supplements I take as a vegan bodybuilder. I've had a couple people ask me about it and just thought I'd share with you what supplements I'm taking, and I also wanted to clarify that I don't take any of these because I'm vegan. These are all things that I was taking before vegan or should have been taking before vegan, and now I just take them now, and I happen to be vegan. Alright, so the first topic is going to be protein. As a vegan, this is the question you will get, and I get asked all the time, where do I get my protein? Some people do it as a joke, some people are just genuinely curious, so I'm here to answer both of those. So, proteins. I don't take all four of these protein tubs at the same time. These just are all the different ones that I have. I keep coming across good deals on protein, so I buy them. And I like a variety of different proteins. Probably my favorite protein that I've been using is the Sun Warrior. This is a little bit different, like newer brand they have, Sun Warrior Illuminate. I like this protein a lot. It is very, very good protein. Sun Warrior is highly recommended by me and lots of people. It's an extremely high quality raw vegan protein. I do like my proteins to be raw vegan just because, I don't know, it seems healthier, and raw foods have the enzymes in them and everything. It's just more of like the whole plants that you're trying to eat. So I definitely recommend Sun Warrior protein. My friend Omar, my buddy Omar, also gave me this one, Raw Fusion. I haven't had this any other time before, but it is vegan and it tastes awesome. I really like that GNC released their own line of GNC Pure Edge vegan protein. If you guys are interested in this one, make sure you get the one that says vegan. They have the identical protein that just doesn't say the word vegan, and it's straight up whey protein. That was the first mistake I made as a vegan, like a week into being vegan. So GNC Pure Edge, I do definitely recommend it. Ton of good stuff in it. And it's also got a lot of plant-based BCAAs in it, which I will get into my BCAAs in just a second and how extremely beneficial they are with a vegan protein. And then finally, I've also got some plant head protein here. This is extremely cheap, like 50 cents a serving if you find it on like a little bit of a sale somewhere. It's still a very good, high-quality protein, but it's just very, very cheap. It's not the best tasting, but it's protein. Protein's protein. I've drank worse. I've drank horrible, horrible proteins. If you've ever had straight pea protein, everything else tastes incredible. Back to the BCAAs. So as you guys know, I do work with Clean Machine, fully vegan BCAA, vegan aminos made from fermented corn. Plant-based aminos are, for one, a lot better because they're not made from human hair and duck feathers. If you don't believe me, look that up. Look up where your non-vegan aminos come from. The benefits of taking aminos as a vegan is insane. So vegan proteins are extremely high in a lot of other amino acids that things like meat and animal products aren't high in. However, they do tend to have a slightly lower leucine content. Leucine being one of the three branch chains, leucine, isoleucine, and valine, that promote muscle protein synthesis, growing your muscles. So, most vegan proteins already have BCAAs added to them, which actually makes not only the protein more effective, but all the proteins from your diet even more effective. Extremely cool. I do want to get more into that because I'm not an expert on it at all, but I do want to have an interview with Jeff Palmer, the CEO of Clean Machine, very soon, which I mentioned in my last video as well, because he is extremely knowledgeable about this. I actually just learned about this effect of branch chains and aminos and how they work with vegan and vegetable plant-based proteins. Absolutely incredible. Really cool information. So I will have more on that soon for you with an interview with Jeff Palmer. You can always get a discount on mine here. Discount code in the description below when you enter code Defqoncma, just on cleanmachineonline.com. And like I said, all vegan proteins also, for the most part, have aminos added to them. And they'll tell you on there they have, this one has 10 grams of aminos from 5 different plant-based sources. So while I do take in protein from these protein shakes and everything, I just want to make sure you know, you don't need protein powders on a vegan diet. I take them just because I like them, I like how they taste, and they're very convenient for me to bump up my protein. However, I've had plenty of days where I'm just eating foods, no supplements, and I can easily get 200 grams of protein and stay within my calories. The way that I do that is foods like lentils, any types of beans like chickpeas, black beans, pinto beans, tempeh, which is like a fermented soybean product. It's amazing if you haven't had it before. Acquired taste, but once you like it, you really like it. And tofu, lots of things like pasta has a ton of protein in it. Any breads, like bagels, especially bagels, but any breads tend to have a lot of protein in them. And depending on how much vegetables you eat, I actually get like 15 to 20 grams of protein a day from potatoes. Now, I eat a lot of potatoes, but it does add up. Quinoa, rice, there's protein in everything. And as long as you're getting a good amount of calories, as I will reference this Mike the Vegan video a lot, which I'll also link in the description below, but he talks about as long as you're getting enough calories and you're eating a pretty like well-rounded, not extremely restricted vegan diet, you're not going to get a protein deficiency. It is far more difficult than you'd expect. I'll also cite some of the studies he talks about, and I definitely recommend watching his video on deficiencies on a vegan diet and how pretty much none of them are real, and how to avoid any of them that you could get. And on this protein topic, kind of a fun fact, which I also got from that Mike the Vegan video, protein levels, surprisingly, which blew my mind too, in vegans are typically higher than in an omnivorous diet. Sounds crazy. If you don't believe me, go watch the video, look at the study, but vegan blood protein levels are typically a little bit higher. I'm not deficient. I ain't gonna get small on a vegan diet. So that's all I got for you on protein and my aminos. Now I'll talk about a little bit of other stuff here. I've got B12 that everybody talks about. B12 is very interesting. A lot of people think as soon as you go vegan, B12 deficiency. That's not entirely how it works. There's been a lot of studies coming out that show not only are vegans in need of B12, but the entire population is in need of B12. We used to get B12 from the soil. The way that we've utilized pesticides and things, we've pretty much killed off B12 producing bacteria in the soil, and because of the processing of the foods and how we get our foods super clean and there's no dirt on them or anything, we don't get B12 from our diets anymore. Most of the B12 you're getting in your diet as an omnivore from eating meat and animal products is a supplement given to the animal to begin with. So it's all coming from supplements anyway, and you're most likely deficient in B12 anyway, regardless of how many animal products you eat, because most rich sources of B12 you're not eating enough of. Vegan or not, I definitely recommend taking B12. You can get these pretty much anywhere. These are the GNC brand. They're extremely cheap. I think like $15 for 60 of them. You do want to make sure the ones you're getting are vegan, because some of them, if they're in like a gel capsule, is made from gelatin, which is made from boiled animal bones and tendons and gross stuff. B12, the GNC one, I get the 5,000 microgram dose, which is just a minor 83,000% of your daily value. Amy and Amy's mom also take this one. It's a liquid one that you put the drops under your tongue. This is a dissolvable one that you put under your tongue. This one tastes great from my personal experience, and Amy thinks they're candy, so this one tastes good. I don't know about this one. I assume this one tastes alright. This is also the same dose, 5,000 micrograms. I think I said milligrams in the last. It's micrograms, not milligrams. Take your B12. Regardless of whether you're vegan or not, it will help you because you probably are not getting enough from your diet. Moving on to omegas. Most people think you can only get omegas from fish sources. Well, introducing Ovega. That's the coolest name ever. I love that they named it Ovega. Omegas actually originate from the algae that the fish are eating. So when you're eating fish, you're just eating indirectly the algae that you could have eaten originally from an algae-based omega source. This does have everything you need, EPA and DHA. From your diet, you can also be eating things like chia seeds, flax seeds, and those will have ALA, which gets converted into EPA. I'm not an expert by any means on omegas. I actually just learned more about this from that talk with Jeff Palmer. So when I get him on the channel for the interview, we'll definitely talk about this topic as well. It was very interesting. I learned a lot. And regardless of your diet, I do recommend taking an omega supplement. Take an algae-based omega supplement. And if they are gel capsules, such as this one, just double check that they are vegan, that they don't have gelatin in them, just like the B12. This one is Ovega. I can definitely recommend this one. I know it's vegan. It basically says vegan in it. So moving on to stuff that's kind of more extracurricular, things that I just take for me. But if you are interested, these are the things that I take. So I do take creatine. I think creatine is a great supplement. It's the most studied, most thoroughly researched supplement on the market. Creatine has loads of benefits. Essentially, to break it down the simplest way, if you're doing an exercise that you could get 8 reps on, after you have taken creatine for a little while, it's been integrated into your system. You don't have to do the loading phases and everything. There's a lot of myths about creatine. But once you've been taking creatine for a little bit, maybe you could get 9 reps. Very, very subtle difference. It's not huge. It's not steroids. People can get down to like super low body fat to be on stage while on creatine. So there's a lot of myths going around. Do your research. I will link a video below of Brian Turner, who did a great video on this, and Omar Isuf. Omar Isuf had brought in an expert on creatine who talked about this as well. I'll link both of those in the description below. I do recommend creatine. I think it's a great supplement if your body does well with creatine. Some people just get really bloaty and gassy. Very few people, but some people do have that issue. I personally have no issue with creatine, and I do very well with it. I do notice a difference when I'm taking it. This is probably the cheapest supplement you can buy. The GNC brand, I know for a fact, is vegan. I did contact them, and they've let me know this is a plant-based creatine. But this is 200 servings, and I think it was like $18. So yeah, creatine's cheap. I recommend creatine. I've only got 2 more supplements here. So these are kind of energy based. I wouldn't really call this a supplement per se. It's just an energy drink. Drink 2 of these a day. I like energy drinks. These are a relatively healthier energy drink, if an energy drink is considered healthy. I mainly support them because they put certified vegan on it. They took the time to get their company certified vegan, or at least this particular product. So I think that's very cool of them. They're also a local Florida-based energy drink. I think it's a very good one. It's got lots of vitamins in it, and it's got less sketchy stuff than some of the other energy drinks. And again, like I said, it says vegan on it. And of course, C4 Ripped. If you're looking for a pre-workout, this is the one that I currently take. I don't take pre-workout all that often anymore. I do prefer just the Celsius because it's not like as insane as pre-workout. But when I am taking pre-workout, this is what I take. This is what me and Jeff take in the pre-workout mukbangs. So this is C4 Ripped. Regular C4 is not vegan. It's got non-vegan aminos in it, and the creatine I believe might be animal-based as well. But C4 Ripped, I have contacted Cellucor. This is a vegan pre-workout. C4 is just the classic pre-workout. Everybody takes it. Everybody loves C4, so that's the one I take right there. A couple supplements that you might think I would be taking, but I'm not. Just other things that people have recommended supplementing, but I do get from my diet. One of them is iron. I get a ton of iron from my particular diet. I eat quite a bit of beans and other rich sources of iron in high quantities. So I do get a lot of iron from my diet as it is. Some people do take an iron supplement. There's nothing wrong with that. There are two different types of iron. I don't know as far as the supplementation goes, but I know from your diet, the iron from animal products is called heme iron, which has loads of negative benefits attached to it, but it is slightly more bioavailable, so you take it in quicker. However, on a vegan diet, if you're getting in your iron and you are taking in a good amount of vitamin C with it, so if you like sprinkle some lemon juice on your leaves or your greens or whatever, it actually brings the absorption higher than heme iron on a plant-based iron, which is better for your body. I'll show you a couple pictures of my iron intake throughout the days that I get on MyFitnessPal. I get loads of iron. I have no problem getting my iron in. And like any diet, you just have to pay attention to what you're eating. You can get a deficiency in it as a vegan if you just eat processed products with no iron in them all the time. But I go out of my way to eat lots of beans for my sources of protein, which gets me my iron. So pay attention to your diet. And also, vitamin D. Most people, regardless of diet as well, are deficient in vitamin D. It's one of like the most widespread deficiencies in America and multiple countries. To get your vitamin D, you can take it in supplement form, or you can just go outside. I live in Florida. I may not look like I go outside, but I do go outside enough to get my vitamin D. I've been trying to go out a little bit more. If 1/4 of your body is exposed to sun in a tropical type climate like Florida, you can be out in the sun for about 6 minutes and get 100% of your daily value. You can also take it in supplements. If you are trying to get a vegan supplement, make sure you aren't taking in vitamin D3 unless it is listed as one that is vegan. Sun Warrior Illuminate does have vitamin D3 in it, but it specifies that it is from a fungal source. Almost all vitamin D3 comes from sheep wool. They boil sheep wool, I believe, and take out an oil that has the vitamin D3 in it. Kind of gross. It's like eating sheep wool. So I would recommend vitamin D2, or you can try to find a fungal-based D3 like is in the Illuminate, or just go outside. Very easy to avoid the deficiency. Just make a conscious effort. All right, and that is everything. Those are the supplements I take, the supplements that I don't take, why I don't take some and not the others. Like up the video, comment, share it with somebody that you want to let them know all about vegans and why you aren't a deficient vegan, or if you know a new vegan and you want to help them out getting all of their vitamins in, or if you just want to teach people about vitamins, share this video with them. It will help me a lot, and it'll help me produce more content about things like this. I'm very passionate about vegan nutrition. I could rant about this all day. And subscribe if you want to see more videos. Also, look at the shirt Amy got me. This shirt is so cool. It's from a brand, Conscious Muscle. A guy local to Florida owns, huge vegan bodybuilder named Jordan. Really, really good, nice quality shirts. I love his brand. He's a huge inspiration because he's massive and he's vegan and he loves animals. And check out the back. The back is sick. Check out the back of this shirt. How cool is that? It's awesome. Killing workouts, not animals. Thank you so much for watching. That's all I got for you today. Eat plants, get huge.